Another knockoff comes out from Drapion, but Braviary hangs on and is gonna go for that Brave Bird. My friends, hello! My name is Frankie, and welcome back to Gotta Drag 'em All Stars, the internet's #1 place to see two Rue girls battle it out with 6v6 Pokemon battles to see who goes home. We're really getting deep into the season now, so here's a quick summary as to how things are shaping up. In terms of track record, Manila is still in the lead, but Willem was definitely a frontrunner as she was tied for second place last week in points, so it's really a big shock to see her out of the competition. This is really still anyone's game, so let's head into the workroom and see what's in store for our queens this week. And you already know the drill, make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button below. Ooh, girl. What's poppin'? Hello queens! Serving looks and stunting pretty. Who's gonna be the bitch from Pewter City? For this week's Maxi Challenge, we'll be throwing the first ever Pokeball. Dazzling gleam us with 3 looks or else. The ball challenge is my personal favorite challenge, and all but 2 of our remaining queens have participated in at least one ball. Gia and Irene are the only 2 who haven't done a ball challenge, and I'll come back to them in a minute. While a lot of our queens have done really well, only 2 have won their ball challenges, and that's Kimchi on Season 8's Book Ball, and Manila Luzon on Season 3's Money Ball. And while Manila also placed high for the Hairball on Season 3, I'm gonna have to give the individual win to Kim because her Book Ball look was just so good. That means I'll bump Manila down to a high placement. Nina Flowers, Raven, and Saphira all also placed high on their original seasons, and of these 3, I'll bump Nina and Raven down to safe and keep Saphira as high because I just liked her ball package more. Joining Nina and Raven in the safe group will be Crystal Method, as well as our 2 queens who haven't done a ball challenge before with Gia and Irene, and that's because we have a clear bottom 3. Asia was low for her last Ball on Earth performance on Season 10, and so that means Shuga and Maddie are our bottom 2 for the week as they both landed in the bottom for the Monster Ball on Season 11 and the Red, White, and Blue Ball on Season 14 respectively. Both Shuga and Maddie have actually each landed in the bottom this season once already, Maddie back on episode 2 and Shuga on episode 4, which means we already have a pretty good idea of what their teams are capable of. But in case you've forgotten, here's a quick recap of their teams. Shuga will be coming in with Chandelure, Drapion, Mamoswine, Flareon, Archeops, and Muck. This team is heavy on the physical offense with heavy hitters like Mamoswine and Flareon, while Drapion and Muck are both pretty tanky. On the other hand, Maddie will be relying on Alolan Muck, Absol, Braviary, Pelipper, Clefable, and Cryogonal. Similar to Shuga's team, Maddie has some powerful physical attackers like Absol and Braviary, but she also has more of a special offensive presence with Clefable, Pelipper, and Cryogonal. This battle could really go either way, so let's find out which one of our queens will sashay away today. Mamoru, you're up.
Sugarcane, Maddie, I'm sorry my dears, but you are up for elimination. 2 queens stand before me. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come.
Pokemon battle.
For your life. Good luck and don't it up.
Shuga leads with Mamoswine, while Maddie sends out Braviary. Immediately, Maddie goes on the offensive with a super effective close combat, but Mamoswine hangs on, and Shuga will take this opportunity to get up Stealth Rocks. Shuga's gonna swap into Chandelure here, correctly reading that incoming close combat. Maddie's actually going to swap into Pelipper here, who sets up the rain, and it's going to help dampen any fire-type attacks that come in, and yeah, that flamethrower from Shuga is only going to do 26%. Shuga's gonna make a swap here back into Mamoswine, and it's actually gonna be a sacrifice as Mamoswine will go down to that Scald. This will allow Shuga to get a safe switch into Archeops. Maddy's gonna swap into Cryogonal as Archeops goes for a head smash, but it misses, unfortunately. Maddy's gonna actually just stay in here and get outsped and get head smashed in for a second time, and down goes Cryogonal. Maddy sends out Clefable here, who's gonna take a big 43% from that head smash, but it is able to survive and retaliate with Moonblast to take Archeops out. Shuga brings out her Muck, and Maddy's gonna respond with her own Alolan Muck. Gunk Shot comes out and isn't very effective, but it still does 30% to Maddy on that switch in. Shuga's gonna go for a knockoff this turn, only doing 16%, while Maddy's knockoff does 52% to Shuga's Muck. That extra dark typing on Alolan Muck came in clutch there for Maddy. Shuga's gonna go for the explosion this turn, taking both Mucks out of commission. At this point, Shuga's down to 3 Pokemon to Maddy's 4, and Shuga's gonna bring in Flareon as Maddy brings out Braviary. Maddy outspeeds and goes for a close combat, but Flareon hangs on and is actually gonna go for a Trailblaze to increase its speed. Flareon's Toxic Orb will also trigger here, and Maddy's gonna swap into Pelipper to set up the rain again and hopefully dampen any fire-type damage. Another Flare Blitz comes out, doing 20% to Pelipper. Toxic damage is going to ramp up on Flareon, and another Trailblaze comes out from Flareon to take Pelipper out. Flareon will go down to 6% after that poison damage as Maddy brings in Clefable, who is going to eat a Flare Blitz but is able to survive thanks to the rain. And Flareon will go down to that toxic damage. Shuga brings out Chandelure here, who is going to be able to outspeed and get the Revenge KO onto Clefable. Maddy brings out Absol as Shuga is going to swap into Drapion, and it's going to be able to take that knockoff pretty well. Maddy has to swap into Braviary here on that Poison Jab, and Shuga gets the poison, luckily. Another knockoff comes out from Drapion, but Braviary hangs on and is going to go for that Brave Bird, but it's not enough to take Drapion out. Braviary is going to go down to this turn after recoil damage and that poison damage. And Maddy's last Pokemon is Absol. Absol's going to go for that knockoff, but Drapion hangs on yet again. It's going to go for a knockoff, but that Dark type actually triggers Absol's Justified ability. Drapion's going to go down here to another knockoff. And Shuga's down to her last Pokemon, which is Chandelure. Luckily for Shuga, Chandelure will outspeed, and that Flamethrower is enough to take Absol out, and Shuga will win the battle.
Sugarcane. Shantae, you stay. Maddy Morphosis. Sashay away.
Just want you to remember me by 2 simple words. It doesn't matter which 2 as long as they're simple.
Okay, Shuga did not come to play. Oh, at all. Her second time in the bottom, and Shuga looked as comfortable as ever, battling her way to another win. For me, the most valuable Pokemon was Shuga's Chandelure, as Shuga was really able to take advantage of its ghost typing really well by, avoiding damage from Braviary and also taking out Clefable and Absol. Next time on Gotta Drag 'em All-Stars will be the halfway point of the competition, and trust me, it's gonna be a wicked good time. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye!